All right, so our goal is that we need to make a framework for our designs. So we need to know, oh God, the yellow paper is going to be big enough to stick to the back of your screen. So you need to come in 1.5 inches all the way around. Okay, so just make sure you put the ruler up. There's a few pieces that aren't exactly even. Here you see it wasn't quite 10. So I just moved my ruler over to keep it even. So I had, I think it was a couple ticks on both sides, and then I made it 1.5 inches. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just need to know where to put your drawing. So you need to, this is your base grid. You are going to get a pastel color. It doesn't have to be purple. I have a pile of pastel colors, pink, yellow, purple. The reason why you need pastel color is so that you can see what you're cutting through. I had a hard time my first time, and I realized that I just needed to have a different colored paper in the back so I could see how much I had cut through. This vinyl is a little thicker, so it's a little tricky to cut, but you'll be fine. So you are going to cut your 5x7. Don't cut the 4x6. I wanted to make sure I showed you on that drawing because this one, the one that I'm going to cut, doesn't have the 4x6. It's just the 5x7 because it's my background. Think about safety. You always should have the wine cork on the tips if you're not using it. You need to pull away from you. Here you see that I can't see the purple, so I'm going to just trace over my lines again. I see the yellow. Keep going. The yellow is the vinyl, and you need to see the purple. So you do have to go over your lines a little bit. My background is hand drawn. It's not with a ruler, so it's okay. It has lines that aren't exactly even. It's not meant to be even. Okay, so your goal is to make sure that you see the purple behind all of your design. I'm going to speed this up so that you can see it all the way to the end. And again, you kind of just push up the edges to try to see where you're at in your drawing. If you cut through the purple, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. I was just trying to get you to be able to see how far you need to cut. Okay, so here, this is sped up just so that we can kind of get to the end. I did make a mistake. You want to be really careful about how far you pull through. This is the second time I did the honeycomb. I was going a little fast, and I pulled too far through, and I broke through one of those borders that hold to the shape together, the honeycomb shape. So you do want to be careful. I know it's a little tricky that you have to go over it twice, sometimes 3 times for these lines. But this vinyl really does work really good because it has a sticky back and it's just going to stick right to the screen. So cutting your stencil is the least fun, but then it goes really fast once you have your stencil sticking to your screen. It goes really fast on pulling your prints. So let's talk about safety with the blades. It's going to be a little bit of an oxymoron because you need to have your fingers while you're cutting because you need tension, but you also need to make sure your fingers are not in the way. Okay, so I can't say that your fingers should be nowhere near your blade because you need that for tension of when you are cutting. But you have to pay attention. You can't be talking and doing this. You have to be really responsible while you are cutting, and you need to be paying attention so that you stay safe. So even though my fingers are there, they're nowhere near where the blade is while I'm cutting. There you saw I went back and I tightened up some of the shapes. You have a lot of leeway. If you do break through some of your the lines that you didn't want to cut through, we can tape them. They just won't be sticky. They won't stick to the screen. But it's okay, right? Don't worry. We can fix just about anything. So it's better to take your time. But if you do cut through a line and you're almost done, I don't want you to recut. We can put tape on both sides so the tape sticks to itself, and it'll be like you never made that mistake. Okay, so don't worry about it. All right, I'm almost done cutting this, and I'm going to show you how to peel it away and stick it to your screen. There's more videos in the playlist about how to change out the screens if you need to. This one isn't as bad as contact paper. I tried that one too. It's a little tricky, but you do want to get your nail in between. The yellow is what you want. And you're going to stick it to the back. To get out these pins, you want to push from the other side. And you should be able to pull it out or use a knife to get it out. Okay? You want to attach this to the back of the screen. Now, I pulled it all the way off and tried to center it. If you just pull part of it back, you can just lay down the sticky part at the top and then pull more of the white off, and you won't have to reposition so much like I am doing in this video. So you're going to problem solve and come up with a better solution than I did. I was going really fast. This was at the end of the day, and I just wanted to go home. So great if you find a better way to do this. But the problem is you need to get it to the back. It needs to be flat. Flip it back over like I did here, and you're going to use your fingers to try to just make sure that it's nice and it's sticking nice and tight to the screen. Then you have to make a grid for paper. This one's already in the video, but you need to know where to put your paper. I just wanted to show you. I pulled a few prints, and I just want to make sure I got it in a video so you can see how exciting this was. Now I'm using a painter's knife. I'm going to have other little things for you to use, but you just need to pull down, put the ink at the top, and pull it down, and there's your print.